Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon. Happy Friday. Happy Go Tech Sunday. Today's it's a Go Tech Sunday. So we get to wear this type of Texas cowboy clothing. So happy Friday, everyone. This is Tony Claudine Umuhire Gasana. I'm here in Texas, Houston, Texas. Today, I want to talk to you about three main things. So, I'm going to talk about this new rule about asylum transit ban. So, some people are about to be banned from asylum, from applying asylum to the United States. Please stick around to know who's concerned, who does this affect, and when does this go into effect. Second, I want to remind you the USCIS proposed fee increase is about to end. So the comment section has been extended until March 13th. So that means most likely in 2 months from March, or yeah, about 2 months and a half, USCIS will have new filing fees. So again, if you still have you still thinking about filing an application, immigration application, this is the right time to do before the fees increase. Let me remind you, for example, to put it into context, if you file for an adjustment of status, right now an adjustment of status application uh, fee is 1,225. So the fees will increase up to 1,540. So that's a good 300, more than $300 increase, fee increase. And some of the fees will even increase by a lot. So, I did a video um, about that. So please go ahead and check. But stick around. I'm about to talk to you about this new asylum transit ban. And I also wanted to talk about, you know, people don't know that if you are an asylum applicant, you filed for your asylum, you received your receipt notice, even if you don't have an interview. Some people don't know that they still have benefits. You can get benefits, you can have a life here. So we will talk about those two things as we go on. So, in the meantime, please subscribe, share, like, comment. Tell me more about what you think about uh, this news, this information that I provide to you. Let me know what you want to learn more about, and share with people who can use this information. All right, so first of all, let's talk about this new asylum transit ban. So, what does that mean? It means the Biden administration is proposing a rule that would basically ban people who are applying for asylum through the southern border unless they show they meet three conditions. So again, this new rule is proposing to ban. Basically, somebody is going to be ineligible. He's not going to benefit for asylum application if they enter the U.S. through the southern border if these conditions are not completed or are not met. So this to give you a little background about this rule. Basically, I've talked a lot about the Title 42, right? The Title 42 rule, which was, making people preventing people to enter to the United States, coming from certain countries because of public health. So the Title 42 rule is about to end. So it's going to end because the purpose of the Title 42 is no longer COVID is kind of under control. Most people are have been vaccinated, but even the rule was set up to expire soon. So even the governors and people who were suing to keep the rule in place, they didn't give up, but the Supreme Court basically took that lawsuit off their docket because it's going to be moot. So the rule is about to expire. The Biden administration is not planning to renew the rule or to renew the validity of the rule because there's no reason to do so. The Title 42, the health condition, the public concern is no longer a problem. So, however, though, they're about to kind of transform the Title 42 rule into this new asylum transit ban rule. So, what does that mean? So, it means that upon expiration of the Title 42 rule, and within 2 years of the expiration, basically, if it's gonna expire, I think it's about to expire in May this year. I don't know, I don't remember, but it's about to expire soon. So within 2 years of expiration of this rule, people who will be entering or seeking to not seeking, actually entering illegally or in ways that are not mentioned in the three conditions I'm about to tell you will be ineligible for asylum in the United States. Basically, they will have what's called rebuttable presumption that they don't qualify for asylum. So unless they can show that they had a parole, I did present a video in the last few weeks about this new parole eligibility for countries such as Haiti, Venezuela. I mean, Venezuela has been like the countries like Haiti and other countries where that if you can, and the people from the Northern Triangle, that you could apply for parole in your country to come in the United States if you have someone in the United States to kind of sponsor you, right? So basically, this new rule it's saying if you are coming through the southern border and you don't have a parole, you did not apply for parole, and parole has to be approved before you can, cross the border. Or if you did not present yourself at the port of entry and scheduled an appointment with the CBP, the Customs and Borders Protection Office, and or if you did not apply for an asylum. Basically, the transit means people come at the southern border. Most likely, they came through countries. They came through Costa Rica. They came through Mexico. They came through, they came through all these countries. And this new transit rule says if you pass through all those countries, and one or more countries signed the UN Convention for Refugee Protection of 1951, and then you did not file for asylum in that country, and you didn't receive a final order of refusal of asylum, you will not be eligible for asylum. You have a rebuttal presumption of ineligibility for asylum. So let me repeat because this is so many legal terms. Basically, in a few words, if someone is coming through the border, like let's say you come from Cameroon. Let me give you an example. And then you take a flight. It takes you to Brazil or to Mexico. You do not apply for asylum in Brazil or Mexico or Costa Rica or I don't know where. And you do not have a parole. You were not issued a parole and approved the parole. And you do not go through the border and ask for actually an appointment to enter by the CBP to present yourself at the port of entry. But like most people do, you try to cross over, you try to to take these other routes, and they apprehend you. But in 2 years from expiration of the 42 Title 42, you will be ineligible for asylum. So that's what is a new proposed rule. It's called Asylum Transit Ban. So this, obviously most advocates for immigrants, for migrants, they are against this rule because they believe, and I believe, this is going against the actual UN Convention for Refugees, protection of refugees, that it's putting too many hurdles on asylum seekers because not everybody who's going to apply for parole is going to be approved, or they're going to have an opportunity to apply for parole, or they are going to have they know what is a parole mean. Not everybody is going to apply for asylum in those countries. Maybe some those countries, even if they signed for the UN Convention for refugees, they maybe they are not conducive for people to apply for asylum. And lastly, I mean, if somebody's coming at the border and they don't have any paper, they're not going to present themselves before an officer. They are scared. They are afraid. There's language barrier. There's so many issues that this new proposed rule is not going to fix. I mean, it looks like they just want to fix a few problems. They don't. They want to fix the influx of people in the country, but they're not looking at as to why, and their rights are not being taken into consideration. Anyway, so that's the new asylum transit ban. What and also I today I wanted to talk about the so now we have so many people, anybody who has applied for asylum in the past 6 7 years, most people have gone without an interview. And you may be wondering, so now what can I do? What rights do I have with a receipt notice? Because when you apply for an asylum, you receive a receipt notice. What benefits do you have? What benefits do you get? So the good news is you get benefits. Obviously you apply for a driver's license. Before you apply for a driver's license, you get a social security. After you apply for your work permit, and then you get a work permit, you apply for social security. Social security is a very, very document that it's very important because it gives you access to so many things. With a social security card, you are able to apply for a driver's license, you are ready to apply for work. And actually, what I wanted to talk to you about more today is like you are eligible. You may be eligible for some federal uh, uh, assistance. For example, you may be eligible for student aid. So people people think you need to have an asylum approved to apply for student aid, student not even loan, student aid, or but you may be eligible. So what you need to do is go to the federal FAFSA, like the federal website for applying for student loans to student aid, and see what requirements they have for people who don't have a green card. And I do believe with your being an asylum applicant, you may be eligible for some type of aid or loan. And also in some of the states and cities, they do provide assistance for people who are applying for asylum. You may be eligible. For example, I know in Houston, Texas, in Harris County, you may be eligible for some type of medical. I don't know if it's a medical insurance, but it's a card they give you to have access to health care. You may be eligible for some other types of assistance, like disaster in case of a disaster, in case of other emergency situations. You may be eligible for help. So just because your application for asylum is pending and you don't have you don't know if you get your asylum approved yet, it doesn't mean you get to stay without any benefits, without any any assistance if you need assistance. So it's good to always be documented, to ask questions. Basically, if you are a student, if you want to go to school and you need some student aid, you may be eligible not only for the federal aid but also state and city. So you need to keep here in the United States, information is key. You just so many things, so many resources, so many assistant avenues are there, and because you are not informed, you don't know. So I'm here to tell you, just dig around, ask questions. You may be eligible for some type of assistance even if you don't have your interview for asylum, even if you haven't been approved for asylum, with just your receipt notice. And if you have been approved for a work permit, which gave you access to a social security card. So that should be able to give you some type of assistance that will help you to, like basically the reasoning is, it's not your fault that the government's taking long to give you an answer to your asylum request. So in the meantime, you have to live. You have to, you cannot have your life on hold. So if you need to study, if you need some help, if you need to go see a doctor, just look around, search around. You may be eligible for some type of assistance in case you need it. All right, so that's it today. I just wanted to let you know about those three things. Basically, there's a new rule. It's called Asylum Transit ban. And the asylum, the USCIS fees are about to increase in about a couple months. And also, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what type of benefits someone with an application asylum pending can have access to. So please go ahead and share your thoughts or share your experience. Are you an asylum applicant? Have you tried to seek assistance? For example, student aid. Can you tell us in the comments what is the process is like, so that other people who don't have that information can be able to do the same? Or if you've had some difficulty, what do you think we can help in terms of advocacy? All right, so I will let you right now. Let me get back to work, and I will come back in a couple of weeks with some more news. I hope I hear from you. You have a nice weekend and stay safe and blessed. Bye.